Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti-Vedanta Swamini Namine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine. So today is the disappearance day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. So he is, in my case, he is my grandfather guru. And in your cases, he is the great-grandfather guru. And so the most mercy goes to the grandchildren, and even more mercy goes to the great-grandchildren. It keeps increasing. And so you are very fortunate. We can pray to him today for blessings to push on the Syncretan movement. He was born February 6th, 1874, so many years ago, at 3:30 in the afternoon. Oh, that's the same time as my son, I just realized. Oh, okay. So he was in Purushottam Kshetra, Jagannath Puri. That is where he had his birth. And he got the name Bimala. She, Bimala Devi, refers to the mercy of the internal potency of the Lord. Bimala, She Bimala. So he was the fourth son of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Shiyukta Bhagavati Devi. And when he was born, all 32 bodily symptoms of a Mahapurusha, great personality, were in his body. So you can look them up. I believe Krishna also has 32 of those symptoms. A great astrologer pointed these out to his parents. Furthermore, when he was born, he had his umbilical cord wrapped around his neck like he was chanting Gayatri before he was born, so he must have been chanting in the womb while he was waiting to come out. Amazing, amazing. We don't see that usually happening, that people are chanting Gayatri while they're in the womb or coming out. So yes, that was Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And then the astrologer who read his chart said, I have done many horoscopes in my life, but I have never before seen such a horoscope filled with all the signs of a great personality. This child will become world famous as a brilliant teacher of life's ultimate goal. Yes, so that happened. When the child was 6 months old, Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra festival was happening in Puri, and the Rath Yatra cart stopped in front of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura's house for 3 days. So Bhaktivinoda told his wife, bring the child in front of Jagannath. As soon as she brought Bhaktisiddhanta in front of Lord Jagannath, a garland fell around him. So they got, okay, this is the one I've been praying for, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That was a sign. That was a sign. And there are many signs. That's the first one. So then, not only that, he was 6 months, so they had the grain ceremony right on the cart with Jagannath Prasad. Grain ceremony on the Rath cart. Can you believe it? So such a special child. And of course, they tested him at 6 months, Bhagavatam or money or, whatever. He took the Bhagavatam, of course. Yeah, my son took the Bhagavatam, but somehow he's into money. Anyway, what to do? Yes, and he showed all the signs of an exalted devotee of the Lord from the very beginning. So when he was a small boy, 2 or 3 years old, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur brought some ripe mangoes. And Bimala took one and said, this is mine. And then his father scolded him. He said, what is this? New fruit has come. It has not been offered to Giridhari, and you took it first. Now remember, first the fruit has to be offered to the Lord. And the child was very repentant. He said, oh, what evil thoughts I've had. Throughout my whole life, I'll not eat mangoes again. this is the right punishment for one ruled by greed. This is a 2-year-old child. And so he made this promise, and his whole life he never ate mango. Prabhupada said that whenever we offered him mango, he said, no, I'm an offender. I cannot take mango. Now, this is 2-year-old, 3-year-old child. He's not offender. But he was thinking, I offended Lord Krishna in my childhood. So, so this is Acharya. They teach through their example. So, there's no offense, but he took that vow at the age of 2 or 3. No mangoes my whole life. We can't even stop it for, a day or two. But whole life he never took mango. So by the age of 7, he committed the entire Bhagavad-Gita to memory. Not only did he memorize it, he could explain the verse wonderfully, each verse. He knew what the Sanskrit meant. We have some kids, they also do that. Sometimes our 3rd, 4th generation kids do that. But they can't really explain it so well. Yeah, I know when I was in Hawaii, there was one 4th generation child. His father's a great scholar already, 3rd generation, went to Gopi Paranadhana school. So he's a great scholar, and he can memorize also. So his son was 3 years old, and he was giving the Sunday feast lecture at 3 years old. So we got another one. We got a good 3rd generation here. And even that he was 4th. Just wait till the 4th. Prabhupada did say the 3rd generation will be very pure. And so, and whatever he would read, he would not forget. He had this memory, amazing photographic memory. Whatever he would hear or read, never forgot. He was trained in mathematics and astrology at Sri Ramapur School, and he got such a scholarship. That's where he got the name Siddhanta Saraswati from his school. He was awarded that title because he never studied. They gave him homework. He didn't study. Instead, he would study Narottam Das Thakur's Prarthana, Prema Bhakti Chandrika, and other devotional literature. He never studied. He got his homework, but he remembered everything. He didn't need to study. So he never studied, and whatever questions were asked, he knew the answers immediately, even though he didn't study. Yeah, that's amazing. So, he just had to hear it once, and that was it. He didn't need to study. And he would immediately answer, and he got excellent results on all his exams. So he became known as the living encyclopedia. He didn't need to carry any books around. He could just say all the answers already. And he used to debate everyone on all sorts of subjects, and no one could defeat him, just like Lord Chaitanya defeated Keshava Kashmiri at a very young age. He was the same. So in his later college days, he defeated a scholar named Panchanana Sahityacharya, disciple of Vasudeva Shastri, a very famous professor, on topics of astrological calculation. So he defeated. He was the top in astrology. And then that scholar had to accept defeat, and now nobody wanted to debate with him anymore. That was it. So then he was regularly chanting the Maha Mantra and a Nishringha mantra given to him by his father when he was in 7th class. And he was worshiping the Karma deity. When they were digging the foundation for Bhakti Bhavav in Calcutta, they found this Karma deity. And so then he got special training in printing, editing at the press. He also got practical things that would help him later on in his preaching. So he was a very qualified candidate to get a guru. And his father, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, said, you should take Srila Gaur-Kishore Das Babaji as your spiritual master. So he went and he pleaded with Gaur-Kishore, please initiate me. And Gaur-Kishore said, Mahaprabhu will be asked. If he gives permission, your desire will be fulfilled. So then another day, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta went and he asked Gorkishore, so what was Mahaprabhu's order? And then Gorkishore replied, I forgot to ask. Then the third time he went, and Gorkishore replied, I asked, and I didn't receive the command of Mahaprabhu. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati stood up, his heart was breaking, and he said, you and Lord Chaitanya and Lord Chaitanya and you are both worshippers of Krishna, the crest jewel of debauchees. So, therefore, why will you take mercy on someone dedicated to ordinary morality like me? So he was chastising Gorkishore. So, yes. So Mahaprabhu has given instructions on the worship of Krishna, crest jewel of debauchees. So why will he give the command to take mercy on me? Still trying. Okay. Hare Krishna. Oh, I got louder. Yes. All glories to technology. So why will he give the command to take mercy on me? But karuna na hoile kadiya kadiya prananara kiba ar. If there is no mercy, I will weep and weep. I will cry, and I cannot sustain my life anymore. Prananara kiba ar. If I don't receive your mercy, I don't see any need in holding on to my life. And so he told his guru, okay, I'll commit suicide then. Why should I live if you don't accept me? You know, Gorkishore was a little hesitant because he was a great scholar, and Gorkishore was illiterate. But yes, he was a little hesitant. So then, after that, Bhaktisiddhanta started crying. And Srila Gorkishore Das's heart was melted to see this. So he said, okay, go take bath. Here it says Saraswati. I don't know where that is. And come back to me. And then he gave him, here's his initiated name. Did you know it's not Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati? It's something else. Shri Varshavanavi Devi Dayata Das. Mercy of Radharani. Varshavanavi Devi Dayata Das. He is the servant of the mercy of Radharani, Varshavanavi Devi. But we call him Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And yes, so he preached convincingly, I guess, casteism and philosophical deviations from Gaudiya Vaishnavism. So yes, casteism, they say unless you're born a Brahmana, you cannot be a devotee, basically. You can't be a Vaishnava. You can't be a guru. You cannot take sannyas. You cannot take basically initiation, even Brahman initiation. That was his, the philosophy going on. But he was trying to unite the four sampradayas, actually. He tried. And now it has happened that the Madhva Sampradaya, which we are from, before they did not accept Lord Chaitanya as Krishna, but now they do. Now they have accepted, yes, Lord Chaitanya is Krishna. It's happened. And he got the title Singha Guru, Lion Guru. Prabhupada also has the lions too. He inherited it. Because Mayavadis, if they would see him coming on the road, they would cross the street. So they wouldn't talk to him. He wouldn't talk to them. He would defeat them for sure. Prabhupada was like that too. In Los Angeles, Srila Prabhupada met one professor, and he would say, he was a Mayavadi. He said, why are you doing this chanting? You know, this is sannyasis do not do this. The same like Lord Chaitanya there were objections. And so Srila Prabhupada started preaching to this professor who did no Sanskrit. He was quoting Upanishads, he was quoting everything, Bhagavatam, all the Puranas, the Vedas. And the professor was standing, he started, kneeling, and then finally he landed up lying on the floor after Prabhupada's presentation. And then his last question was, could we have kirtan? So that was, he took after Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Yeah, he inherited that. Singha Guru. He was a Singha Guru also. He would defeat all the philosophies. He wouldn't take names, like somebody would say such and such Guru, such and Prabhupada would not mention any names, but he would say, well, what is the philosophy? And then he would take apart the philosophy. He wouldn't say anything bad about the person. He would just defeat the philosophy. So we can do that in our preaching. We don't try to do name calling and this and that, or he's a rascal. But although Prabhupada said that a lot, you're a rascal. But he could say that because he was old. Because we're old now too. We can also. But yeah, he didn't do that. He respected everyone, and he tried to win them over by his respectful conversation. So, yes. So he established 64 Gaudiya Math temples in India, and also one in Burma, one in England, one in Germany. But they didn't really take off, the ones in England and Germany. Nobody knows about them. The one in Burma, I went there actually for visa twice. Burma. I saw the one, where did I see? It was in Bangladesh. Yeah, Bangladesh, yeah. So that was Bengal. Anyway, yeah, Bangladesh I went. And I met the person. He was very favorable, and he wanted to donate his land to ISKCON, but the other members wouldn't allow him to do that. So yeah, after we went there, he wanted to donate everything to ISKCON, his whole mat. So he had 3 Brihat Mridangas presses, Madras, Calcutta, Krishnanagar, to print books. 3 different places he had printing presses. And he was printing newspapers, daily newspapers from the spiritual world. So somebody asked, how can you do daily newspapers on the spiritual topics? And so he said, 3/4 of the world is in the spiritual, and only 1/4 is here. And if an insignificant city can produce 5 daily newspapers, why can't we publish a newspaper every second about the eternal, ever-fresh, transcendental activities of the Lord and his Goloka Vrindavan? Yeah, every second you could have a newspaper. Now we don't have newspapers. I don't know. We have internet. And so, yes, newspapers are obsolete pretty much. Everyone goes on the net for the news. But anyway, yes, he established Vaishnava is higher than Brahmana. There was a huge debate in Bengal, 1911, big controversy over the relative positions of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. So many caste Goswamis, member of Smarta groups. Smarta means you have to be born a Brahmin. He had a huge agitation against the Gaudiya devotees. So a conference was organized in Midnapur district of Bengal. Famous pundits, scholars, spiritual leaders from all over India came. And what they said was, this is what their argument was, even if a person appearing in a Shuddha family is initiated by Pancha Trika initiation, according to Vaishnava rules, he remains unfit to worship Shalagram Shila. So any of you have Shalagram, they would not let you do it. Any smartas. So second, if you don't take birth in a Brahmin family, you can't do the duties of the Brahmin. You can't do initiation, you can't do sacrifice, yajna. And even if you're an Uttamadikari, you cannot be an Acharya. So actually, Srila Prabhupada was not born in a Brahmin family, so they would not even accept him. Sometimes he would test people. Like there was one Brahmin who came to him for blessings, and Prabhupada was testing him that, oh yeah, okay, you accept. And yes, he accepted. So they tried to establish their disciplic succession by family, by birth, as this is the supreme spiritual authority, and the Vaishnavas are inferior. They were so angry at Bhaktivinoda Thakur's preaching in the line of Sanatana Goswami, Nectar Devotion also, and people were accepting it. People were accepting the Gaudiya Math philosophy. So this is regardless of birth. You could become a Brahmin, a Vaishnava, and fit to offer Vedic sacrifice, worship the deity, etc. I've been in India for about 53 years. So some of those years I used to live in Goa. And I had a little moped I was driving when I was younger. Now, forget it. But so I had to get my moped serviced. So I went to one shop, and it was a Brahmin who was going to service my moped. I said, Panditji, can you fix my moped? Yes, of course. Covered head to foot with grease. And he was a Brahmin, of course. So that was my experience in India, so one of many. So Bhaktisiddhanta, he started to recite the glories of the Brahmanas. And the opposing Pandits were so happy, they were joyful. Wow, yeah, Brahmins. And they had no idea there were so many verses glorifying the Brahmins. So they were happy. However, then he began to explain and define the Brahman, the Vaishnava, and the relationship between the two. Qualifications of a guru, and the opposition's joy quickly went away as soon as he started speaking. And then, when no one could offer a strong argument in response, a huge uproar came. Some counter-arguments were given, but Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati refuted all their arguments, and the meeting went on this way for 3 days. Now, he's got all the leading pundits of India, and only he against them. So, on the final day, he was the concluding speaker, and he spoke brilliantly with great vigor and rhetoric for 2 hours. When he was finished, no one in the opposing party could say one word. And there was no way to counter him. There was a huge uproar. Many thousands of people were there listening because it was a really big thing. It was a big thing. So then thousands of people rushed to take the dust of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's lotus feet. So the guards pleaded, just be peaceful, and you get your desires fulfilled. So then they took Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, the guards, to a separate place, forcibly took his feet, and put him in a basin of water. And he was objecting strongly. It was his principle not to allow anyone to touch his feet. And if anyone offered obeisance to him, he would immediately offer them in return. That was Bhaktisiddhanta. He was very unhappy. So then the guards, they took the water and they put a few more buckets in, and they distributed it to the thousands of people, all finished, all the water. I don't know how they distributed it, but probably they had to throw it because those people were really anxious. So he was acclaimed as the greatest hero of the conference. Yeah, so that's pretty big. They were challenging Gaudiya Math. He met with many scholars, leaders, educators, and he established Krishna consciousness as a great science. Just like Prabhupada, he even went to Russia and met a professor there, and the professor didn't quite get it. He said, Swamiji, after this life, there is nothing. But Prabhupada was preaching on the basis of communism. He said, we are following spiritual communism. Yeah, you are worshiping whoever, I forgot his name. Lenin, yes, Lenin. Lenin had a statue. I think they took it down maybe. Now, you are worshiping Lenin, and we are worshiping Krishna. So yes, he was trying to defeat him in some terms he would understand. He didn't quite get it. And so Bhaktisiddhanta had interviews, debates with the acharyas of other schools of thought. He was never defeated, so he established the Chintaveda Beda Tattva philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the highest doctrine. So even Srila Prabhupada one time he was at Kumbh Mela, and there was one man from the Ramananda Sampradaya, different, I don't know if it's one of the four, but Ramananda Sampradaya. And at that time, it was like broken into many branches. They were fighting, actually, each other. So he brought his son, about 9 years old, and Prabhupada took his son. I might have taken him on his lap, and he said, "Give him to me, I'll make him an acharya." So then what happened, many years later, well, actually, I forgot. At that time also, at the Kumbh Mela, this Ramanandi, he brought water from the conference, Saraswati and Ganga and Jamuna. He brought it to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, "Oh, did you take baths?" And he said, in the confluence, he said, no, I'm taking bath right now. So he put Prabhupada's feet and he bathed Prabhupada's feet, and he took that water. Now I'm taking bath. In the conference of Saraswati Jamuna, he took bath in Prabhupada's foot water. And so his son, he said, "I'll make him acharya." And then after Prabhupada left, some years later, there was one of my godbrothers, Atma Tattva. He was with the Gurukul in Mayapur, and he took the Gurukulis to Kumbh Mela, and that father about the son was now grown up, and he was in sannyas clothes, and he said, "Yes, Prabhupada blessed my son. Now he is acharya of the whole Ramanandi Sampradaya," and he brought them all together. So Prabhupada blessed that boy. I think 9 years old he was. And then he actually did it. He made him acharya, actually. Yes. He got the blessings of Prabhupada. So yes, this is how we're very fortunate that Prabhupada is following in his guru's footsteps. He also did many parikramas. Navadip Parikrama, Vrajamandala Parikrama. Of course, Lord Chaitanya himself, Nityananda, they originally did these, and now Bhaktisiddhanta was doing them. And they were not appreciated by the Brahmins. Even they threw stones in Vrajamandala. They threw stones at the Parikrama. When Bhaktisiddhanta had this Parikrama in Braj. So the whole purpose of organizing these Parikramas, thousands took part, thousands and thousands. And he just wanted to arouse awareness of the reality of the Lord's pastimes in the minds of the pilgrims. So yeah, here's where Krishna did this, Krishna did that. So yeah, oh yeah, it really happened. Here's the place. And so that's going on now still. And yes, in both Mayapur and Vrindavan. He also discovered many pilgrimage sites of Lord Chaitanya and his associates' pastimes, and he established markers, lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya, many places all over India, lotus feet, where Lord Chaitanya went. And so he did that, and he emphasized kirtan and katha. So he introduced many innovations to expand the preaching. All over India, he had free exhibits, theistic exhibits, dioramas, all these different, and Prabhupada did that too. In Mayapur, when Prabhupada was still here, they had dioramas of all the different pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. And then, there was one diorama. He started at the end instead of the beginning. So there was a husband and wife, Rukmini and Bhardraj, who were part of the crew making dioramas. They learned in Bengal how to do it with, I don't know, with not even clay. Yeah, clay. It was clay and something, paper mache, to keep it. So he saw Bhardraj's first, and he said, "Oh, that's very nice." But then he saw the one of his wife at the end, Rukmini, and Lord Chaitanya was fainting in the temple of Jagannath. And he said, "Yes, the wife is better." He liked hers better. So, yeah, Prabhupada was doing that even while he was here. And those dioramas are now permanent in Mayapur. You can see them. I believe in Detroit, there may be dioramas. He wanted to have dioramas in Detroit, but I think they have them. And I don't know where else. Oh, yeah, Los Angeles, of course. Los Angeles they have. So Prabhupada is trying to carry on his work. And so then, even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had animated dolls. They could move. And that technology was, I didn't even know it was there in his time. So that's why the lotus feet are everywhere, all over India. Lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. That's another way to show Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet. And he broke sannyas tradition. He let his sannyasis wear tailored kurtas and overcoats. That was not allowed before, only chadars. You couldn't wear coats. Now it's okay, thanks to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And nice kurtas you can wear too, if you're a sannyasi. So we carried that on. And and they could ride in cars and boats. Before, sannyasi had to walk everywhere. He could not go in a car, a boat, an airplane. So they had to walk. But he let them go. Even there are pictures of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta in a car and with a coat. And so he did that. And he let them go to carry Mahaprabhu's message across the sea. That was not allowed. You're not allowed to go across the sea if you're a sannyasi. These are rules. We couldn't follow all these rules, of course. And we don't. We go up. I think Jayapataka Maharaj has the record for the most traveling of anyone in the airlines. So yes, we don't follow these, can't follow these rules. And it all started with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And Prabhupada followed that. He made many innovations. Brahmacharini Ashram wasn't there before, and now it's there. But something was there, because when I was Pujari in Calcutta in 1970s, I met one Gaudiya Math lady who is also a Pujari. So it was there, even in Prabhupada's time, in Gaudiya Math. It was there. So, yeah, they were both revolutionary. And he was following the principle of Yukta Vairagya, which was given by Sri Rupa Goswami. And so, yes, Sri Saraswati Thakura, he knew how to engage Maya in the service of Lord Krishna. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada, I remember one time, and there were Prabhupada was there, and there was kirtan going on. And some lady, he said, oh, these ladies are dancing beautifully. Take pictures of them. Yeah, now we have that today, and a lot of the Harinams, the ladies are dressed up in the front, and yeah. So, yes, these are innovations. And also, he preached Daiva Varnashram to harmonize society and give spiritual fulfillment to all. And he taught the science of devotional service, of course. And aside from his preaching success, of course, his best contribution was to give us Srila Prabhupada. He gave us Prabhupada. So that he gave such a wonderful son who could preach all over the world. And when Prabhupada was asked about Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, Prabhupada said, what can I say? He was a Vaikuntha man. So one time a reporter met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. He asked the question, what do you think of English civilization? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, it would be a good idea, because they're not very civilized right now. So that was his answer. Bhaktisiddhanta. Prabhupada's the same kind of answering to reporters when he was in London. The reporter asked him, what do you think, what is your description of hell? And he said, and he was in London. He said, London is hell. So it's always cold, you don't see the sun, raining. So he followed in his guru's footsteps. Yeah. And so the grandfather, so Prabhupada is your grandfather, more kind than the father. So there's 3 types of mercy. Prabhupada and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta sent us also to help him with his service. Srila Prabhupada wrote a letter. I am so pleased to have your association. And I always thank my spiritual master, Om Vishnupad, Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, for his favor by sending me some sincere representative of him in missionary activities in this part of the world. I came here to execute his will, so this is in the early days. And by his grace, I have so many good souls like you, Brahmananda, Satsarup, Hayagriva, Rairama, Haridas, Mukunda, and I consider you all as representative of my Guru Maharaj to help me in this helpless condition. And so Prabhupada has sent all of you to help push on this mission. Of course, Prabhupada expanded the mercy of Bhaktisiddhanta, giving Brahman initiation to Mlechas and Yavanas and Shudras. So, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati gave us opportunity to help Prabhupada spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur made 3 predictions. So these predictions have been fulfilled already. First prediction, a personality will soon appear and he will travel all over the world to spread the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. And that's Srila Prabhupada. And I do believe that there is a quote in Bhavishya Purana about Prabhupada there. I don't have it right now. I'm talking about Bhaktivinoda. Second prediction, very soon, the chanting of Harinam Sankirtan will be spread all over the world. Oh, when will that day come when people from America, England, France, Germany, Russia will take up kartos and mridangas and chant Hare Krishna in their town? So we heard that prediction. We thought, wow, Russia. How is Russia ever going to come? We couldn't see it. But Prabhupada went there and blessed Russia, and they came. Maybe some of you are Russian. So third prediction, when will that day come when the fair-skinned foreigners will come to Sri Mayapur Dham and join with Bengali Vaishnavas to chant Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana. So that actually happened in 1975. I was in Mayapur there also. And we were with the Bengalis, and we were all chanting Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana. So we were remembering that prediction. So, a morning walk here in Vrindavan, Srila Prabhupada, disciple said, Lord Chaitanya spread Krishna consciousness throughout India, but he left it for you to spread all over the world. And Prabhupada said, yes, and for you. And that goes, you inherit this order also from Srila Prabhupada. So, Prabhupada said, Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he was creating more brahmacharis and sannyasis for preaching work, but I am creating more grihastas. So he was marrying all of us, boy and girls together. And so he says, I am creating more grihastas for preaching work, because in Europe and America, the boys and girls intermingle so quickly and intimately, it's very difficult to keep one brahmachari. So there is no need of artificial brahmacharis. It is sanctioned. My Guru Maharaj wanted to establish Daiva Varnashram, so married life is called Grihasta. Ashram, it is as good as Sannyasa Ashram. Ashram means where there is Bhagavat Bhajan. Doesn't matter where one is sannyasi or grihasta or brahmachari. Main principle is Bhagavat Bhajan. But I may inform you, these married couples, they are helping me very much. For example, I may say one of my god brothers, sannyasi, was deputed to go to London for starting a temple, but 3 or 4 years he remained there. He couldn't execute the will. And now I sent 6 married couples and 1 baby. All of them are present here, and they work so nicely. Within 1 year, we started our London temple and going on very nicely. So, there was a headline in London newspaper, Krishna chant startles London. And so, it happened. And that was the training. We were grihasta, I was grihasta. And so we were 1 year learning how to cook, learning how to preach, how to sell Bhakti-yoga magazines, how to do Harinam, how to do Kirtan. And after 1 year, they sent us out to start a temple. That was how all the grihastas had to go out and start a temple after about a year. So we went to Jacksonville, Florida. We were in Florida. And of course, the way they sent us no money. Just go. Just go. I think Peter Prabhu might have had that same with your wife. You just were sent out to preach because your wife told me that one time she was going begging door to door if she could make bread in their oven. And so then she could have prasad distribution. Anyway, that's how it is. Varnashram, Kijai. Varnashram doesn't mean just, you do your duty, but you also have to preach too. You have to preach. Krishna is the center. And so as Prabhupada expanded the mercy of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, we should expand the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So we pray for the blessings of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta and Srila Prabhupada to expand their mercy to everyone. So I'll stop here. Anyone has a question or like to say something? Comment. Who is it?
Prabhupada tells a story that the caste Brahmins and the ritualistic followers were very upset that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta and Bhaktivinoda Thakur were speaking that, Kiba Vipra Kiba
Yasi,
Shudakena Ye Krishna Tattvete Seguru. That, and you can make anyone into a Brahmin.
Yeah.
And he said that they were bribing this one police commissioner that we want to kill him, but you don't do anything. He said, police commissioner said, well, we do these kind of things, but not for sadhus. So he rejected the offer of 20,000 rupees or whatever it was that they would. This is how sometimes things are in this world. Demonic forces, they don't want to see the spreading of genuine, religious principles. So Prabhupada struggled with deprogrammers and some churches in different countries where would object to Krishna consciousness. But we see, as far as I can see, especially in India, it's growing quite well, and I'm sure it's going to spread. The Lord Chaitanya's mission will spread all over the world. Again, as you said, we should go out and preach. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said, if I could make one pure devotee, then my mission is complete. And Prabhupada said the same thing, that you go back to Godhead.
You go back to Godhead, you make one pure devotee.
Yeah, one of you can bring me, he was saying very humbly, my disciples can bring me back to Godhead by their advancement.
Yeah, I told my son that when he was 4 years old. I said, if you make one pure devotee, and you can go back to Godhead. So he tried to preach to his Christian teacher in India. He said, I have two goals. I want to go back to Godhead, and I want to make $1 million. So first one, he already did. The $1 million he got. But still, the pure devotee. He forgot about that one right now, so we're trying to remind him.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mother, you mentioned Harinam. Harinam you mentioned.
Harinam?
Harinam, yeah. So personally, yes, my question is, although I am doing 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but what appeals more to me is, I don't know why it's happening, what appeals more to me is Harinam. Harinam means the name of the God. I don't know why this thing is happening.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yes,
You're
because
fortunate.
as Krishna, yes, it's mentioned there's no difference between the name of God and He Himself.
You don't have a problem.
But
you are very
yes,
fortunate.
why is this happening? I'm not knowing. Yep.
No, you shouldn't ask why. You should be grateful. Oh, thank you for letting me have this realization. Don't worry about why. It's very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the second question is arising from that question itself, the comment itself. Pure devotee.
Which comment?
Yes, one pure devotee and my mission is complete. And Bhagwan also says, Nirmal man jan so mohi pava. So do we have any thing by which we can be pure? Is there any, act which we can do? Yes.
Well, one thing, if you want more mercy, then you should take initiation from a guru. Because we need all the help we can get. We can't do it alone. You cannot think, yogis, they think, yes, I will, just me, and I will make it. And the neophyte devotees, they think, yeah, it's just me and Krishna. No, you need help. We need to do it together. All together, we can help each other, and we can go back to God. You can't go alone. You need recommendation. You want to go see Prime Minister Modi. Can you just go and see him? You may think about him, meditate on him, but can you go? No. You have to get a recommendation. So if you want to go to Krishna, if you want to get perfection, you need someone up there. You go up there and say, they'll say, who sent you? We just have to say, Srila Prabhupada. Oh, okay. Yes, that's what helps. That helps. More mercy. All the mercy of the whole Sampradaya, 33, 34 of them. So much mercy. That will help you.
So
Okay?
why, Mataji, yes, why formalities are required for, means if my mind is accepting someone as a guru, so why these formalities are required? And I don't know why, yes, shaving of head, yes, means daily shaving of head, yes, means, yes, it's good, it's nice. But for me, means I can't do that daily, means
No,
it's very difficult for me, means.
Yeah. So keep on chanting, and the day will come when you'll be able to do it. You will see the need.
Even Krishna also come and says to me, shave your head daily. Means I'm. My
Don't worry
goodness,
about it.
yes, but
don't worry,
it's good.
the day will come. The time
I'm not.
will come.
I'm not saying that it's wrong, but there is something wrong in me, maybe.
No, nothing's
Yeah.
wrong. You have a good chanting. That's
Yeah.
perfect. Now you just keep on chanting, and someday you will see. Oh, I need help. I can't do it alone.
Yeah.
So okay, next question we have here in the back, very back. Thank you.
There's another quote of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura that is very famous. He said, "A dead man, he will not preach."
Right. A dead man cannot preach. Will not preach. Will not preach.
So let's not be dead.
Let's not be dead. Oh, it's a comment. Okay, thank you. Wake up. Wake up and preach. Wake up. Anybody else? Here. Okay, I think that's it. So, all glories to Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.